Yeah, that's a very true question. It's funny that after all these years, that was 2004 or 5. I think it was 2005 that they wanted to put me in the Spirit Squad. So you're talking about over a decade, and only this year, I believe, I'm answering questions about the Spirit Squad. So you guys must be really on your stuff. But yeah, it was very true. They wanted me to go up and be, in my opinion, the Afro-haired chosen black guy during that time in the group. And trust me, it was a great opportunity. We sat there, we talked to Vince McMahon himself, and Vince said, hey, I want you guys to understand, this is my idea, and we're going to make a lot of money. You know, and then yeah, it's like every time I talk about Vince, I got to do him, I got to talk like him, but he's like, I don't want you. He's like, I don't want anybody to do this if you're uncomfortable doing it. He said, it'll be no problem. You can walk away. Not a big deal. If you're uncomfortable, we'll send you back down, OVW, and we'll wait till we get something else for you. But I'm telling you, we're going to make a lot of money. This is my idea. Think about it. Who wants the female cheerleaders? Oh, God, it's going to be great. And so he told us to think about it. And I remember my partners, my fellow developmental brothers, Johnny Jeter and Mitch from Tough Enough and Ziggler and not Mike Mondo at the time. Actually, it wasn't Johnny Jeter. It was Ken Doane, myself, Mitch, and Ziggler. When I went back to Johnny Ace and I went back to Vince and I said, hey, I appreciate the opportunity. I'm forever grateful, you know, with all due respect. But I don't feel like I'm taking your word. I don't feel like I should do anything that I could not live up to your standards. And I don't want to be a failure. And I don't believe that this spot is for me. And Vince looked at me. He took a swallow, like, you know, like he was exaggeratedly doing the ring sometimes. And he looked at me and he said, well, all right. I appreciate your honesty. He said, we'll send you back down until we get something else for you. He said, I appreciate your honesty. And that was it. You know, I mean, I had tears in my eyes as well. I was like, hey, man, like, geez, like, I'm a little worried. I'm about to tell the boss, man, I don't want to do it. And so that's what but I told him, and either he was going to respect me for it or he was going to punish me for it. Well, it wasn't Vince that punished me for it. It was half of the guys, you know, I had the boys, if you will, that found fault in me for being a man standing on my size 12, looking the boss in the eye and saying, I appreciate it, but no thanks. So a lot of guys took it to heart that I said no, which I never understood because they weren't in my position, they weren't in my shoes. The guys that were going out there were very, very talented. And thus when I said no, they added Mike Mondo and they added Johnny Jeter. So instead of it being 4, like it originally was going to be, it turned out to be 5. And look, man, there was no way this big black guy at 225 to 30 pounds at the time was going to be running down no ramp, jumping over the trampoline, and flipping over the top rope. It just was not going to happen without me screwing up and looking like a fool. So I wasn't going to take that chance. I wasn't going to risk that chance. And I'm happy I did. I'm happy I did. And kudos, I always tell anybody when they ask me, kudos to Dolph Ziggler. You know, look at him. The guy is, in my mind, the premier performer